Hey there, welcome to Thriving Thursday. The past couple of weeks have been a really trying time in our community. The damage from Hurricane Florence is overwhelming. And while it affects our physical world, it also affects our emotional world. Recently, on our Going Beyond the Pink Facebook page, we shared an article written by Jen Johnson. She's the author of a blog called Everyday Mindful. And she has so many really smart, wonderful things to share. In that article, there were some steps that we can all take to kind of help us cope with the emotional stress that comes along with dealing with major life events like a hurricane that's done so much damage and has so much devastation. So for today's Thriving Thursday, I'd like to share her words with you and hope that they help you get through this trying time and any other trying times that you find yourself in, because much of what she's written really does apply very broadly to all of the difficult times that we find ourselves in and all the challenges that we face throughout life. And I think that doing so many of these things can really help us to become more resilient in the face of such stresses. So forgive me for doing some reading off the sheet, but her words are just so smart, and we've really just found this incredibly useful. We'll share the link to her article, to her blog as well, in the comments below. But and make sure to check it out. There's so much more to the article than just what I'm sharing here. But I just do want to share these tips for you to help you thrive after the storm has passed. So the number one tip is to keep breathing. Jen tells us to take a lot of deep breaths, a lot of them, in moments of anxiety, to breathe in for a deep count of 4 and then to exhale for a count of 6 in order to activate parts of our nervous system that can help to calm us down. If you find yourself in a stressful situation or stressful events happening, it really helps to try to meet those stressors with kindness and acceptance. Remind yourself that what you're feeling is normal, and it's a very normal response to any kind of natural disaster. Drink plenty of water, eat healthy food, nourish your body. You can get to access food and water at local disaster relief areas, but when it's just any kind of trouble that you're facing, eating and nourishing your body properly is so critical to help you overcome the stress and the stress hormones related. Number 4 is try to stay in the moment as much as you can. Take things one step at a time. And that's really so critical to the teachings of mindfulness and what we share in our mindfulness classes here. One step at a time, be really aware, be in that moment and know what's going on so you can better react and judge and think and just be more clear in general. Ask for help. Family, friends, neighbors. People want to help, particularly after disasters like what we've seen in our region here recently. Everybody's out there wanting to lend a helping hand, so don't be afraid to ask for help and be specific about your needs. Another great tip is to limit your exposure to stressors. So, particular to Hurricane Florence, if you find yourself watching the news or the weather channels nonstop, and that builds up a sense of anxiety that you can't seem to let go, stop watching, stop listening, get out into the sunshine, do something to break that habit. It'll be really good for you. Try to be patient. You know, we all know that these are trying times. It takes a lot for a community to recover. And even if it's not from a natural disaster and you're just facing a life stress in general, try to be patient. Things aren't going to happen at your pace always. And you just need to take a deep breath and go with the flow as much as you can. Get some rest if you have time to rest. And this one really hits home for all of our breast cancer survivors out there, because once you've gone through treatment for breast cancer, you know that your need to rest is greater than normal anyway. Cancer-related fatigue is a real thing. And when you have additional stress on your system, that need to rest is also growing. So make sure you're taking every opportunity you can to rest. Try practicing meditation or practicing mindfulness like we've taught in our courses here at Going Beyond the Pink. There are lots of ways that you can practice it, even if it's completely unknown to you. There are videos on YouTube. You can do just a 1-minute meditation. You can do it at any time that's good for you. So many different resources. And if you need more, please comment below and we'll happily help you find a meditation or mindfulness resource that'll be useful for you. Try to help others. Being helpful in these kinds of situations will also help you. So that's important too. Just knowing that you've done something useful in your community to help someone else through this disaster can really help you build your resilience and strength as well. And just also remind yourself that you've been through trying times before in your life and successfully conquered those challenges. And reminding yourself of those wins can help you remember that you will get through this as well. When you start to worry and think about the future, bring it back to today. Again, live in the moment right now. Take care of your needs right now. And that will help you get through and cope with the emotional effects of surviving this hurricane and surviving whatever other challenges you're going through. List making can really be a huge helpful resource. We joke around that people that are type A love to make lists. Well, at times like these, all of us can really benefit from just keeping track of the things that need to get done so that we don't feel so overwhelmed. And then, last but not least, try to balance that grief and stress and sadness and anger that you feel with the moments of joy, because even in these hard times that our community is facing, there are the helpers and there is a light out there, and it is a wonderful thing to see a community coming together and helping one another. And so look for the good and look for the joy and try to find even the littlest bit of humor, and that will help you to cope as you're dealing with these stresses in your life. This week, for your thriving assignment, all I want you to do is cope with the stresses that you're feeling. If you've got any other great tips, make sure you share them in the comments below. If you need help finding resources where you can volunteer, where you can be helpful, put that in the comments below and I'll gladly help you find a way that you can make use of your hands to help your community. And don't forget to click on the link and read Jen's wonderful blog. She's got so much great advice beyond even just this one article, so make sure you check her out too. That's it for now. Thanks for thriving with us. We're thinking about all of our community and all of our families and friends and hoping that we all can overcome this together. Until next week, let's thrive.